Welcome back to Good Day State Line. We are popping into Racine tonight on our Wisconsin Getaway week. Carrie's with us. Hey, Carrie.
Hi, guys.
Can't wait to hear about all the cool things happening in Racine. I know we're going to start with the Windpoint Lighthouse. Tell me a little bit about it.
Oh, gosh. Well, that's hard to tell you just a little bit. There's so much about the Windpoint Lighthouse that's exciting for us in Racine County. First and foremost, it's 108 feet tall, and it was lit for the very first time on November 15th, 1880.
Wow.
And it's still lit today. So it's one of the longest running lighthouses on the Great Lakes, and it's run still today by keepers.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So, like, how easy is it to visit it?
Oh, well, it's super easy. It just depends what you want to do when you're there.
Okay.
The grounds outside the gardens, the flowers, everywhere you want to walk around, that's open 365 days a year from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's essentially a park, so you could go there anytime you want. There's also a beach, so if you're in the mood for some swimming, you can do that. But I always tell everyone there are no lifeguards at the Windpoint Beach, so be careful of that, be aware. But if you really want to do the fun thing, which is to climb it, then there's specific days scattered throughout the season, which is usually typically May through October. Typically they're Sundays, and you get one shot. It's from 9 a.m. to 2:30, and you go. You sign up, and there's very few rules about climbing this lighthouse, but they are important. And one of them is you can't wear flip-flops.
Sure.
You can't wear high heels. You have to be over 6 years old, no little kids. And then the big one is, can you climb 144 steps in a tight space?
That sounds like a pretty fun thing to do with your family, as long as your kids are over 6.
Yeah, the first people who are in line on those open Sundays are families.
That's so fun.
Pretty much.
That's so fun. So I know you also want to tell me about the Memorial Brick Garden.
Yes, the Memorial Brick Garden at the lighthouse it's off to the side. It's a little bit behind it on your way down to the beach. It's exactly what you would expect. You can purchase brick pavers, and you can engrave it with, a name or a sentiment or something, however you want to decorate your brick. And they will then take them, they coat them so that they're very weather resistant, and then 2 times per year, usually in the spring and the fall, they will install them in the garden.
Cool. That's so fun. You can come back year after year and your brick's still there.
Exactly.
I love that.
Hoping to get some repeat customers.
Yeah. Okay, so we got the lighthouse. Now we got to talk about the zoo. I love zoos, so I cannot wait to hear about the Racine Zoo.
Oh, the Racine Zoo is pretty awesome. It's probably the attraction I talk about most in Racine County, not only because it's a zoo and people love animals, they love zoos, but the location. It's right on Lake Michigan. You go into the zoo, you will see all the animals. You will see the train that you can ride around on. You will see their pavilions and concessions. But if you go to the far end, you're right on the lake. You see the water. Sometimes it feels like you can see to Michigan. So the location alone is pretty awesome. The zoo itself is not gigantic. It's not huge. You can certainly do it in a couple hours. But the other part of it is it's very historical. The buildings that you go in, many are on the historical landmark list. They've been around since the 1800s. It's really an atmosphere. It's an experience. Plus the events they put on. There's so much to do at the zoo every single day.
I love that. And I like the fact that you could do the zoo in a couple hours, because the worst is when you go somewhere and you go to the zoo and you don't get to cover the entire zoo, during your half-a-day trip. That makes me sad. I don't like that.
Well, right. You don't want to miss your favorite animal.
No.
I mean, this is crazy. The Racine Zoo has giraffes. They have rhinos. They have lions. They are all penguins and all sorts of different animals that you'd be like, oh man, I went and I didn't even get to see all the stuff. Not here. You'll see it.
All right, my last question for you is, what's the proper way to pronounce the city?
I don't know. It depends who you ask, I would say. No, it's Racine.
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 So I've been saying it wrong the whole week, but that's okay. I'm not from there.
I was just gonna say, if you're a visitor, you can call it Racine. You can call it whatever you want. As long as you come visit, we're fine with it.
All right, perfect. Well, Carrie, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Tomorrow night, our final stop in Wisconsin. We are headed to Janesville. Can't wait to show you that. We'll be right back with more Good Day State Line.